Hello and good morning, Toronto Blue Jays fans. I am your host, Craig Borden, right here on Jays Latest, and we're going to talk all things Toronto Blue Jays, which, again, it felt really deflating yesterday because we had the highest of highs and were able to run really, really well with that game, along with the fact that it unfortunately became the harsh reality of what we've all been dealing with lately, and that is that this bullpen cannot have any lead be safe. It really sucks, but we're going to dive into it and talk all things first. But on that note, in case you did not know, the Blue Jays did re-sign somebody that they are rather fond of. They did just get back Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. IKF is going to be, he was in the lineup yesterday, not in the lineup, but he was on the bench yesterday to rejoin the team. And to that point, with Ernie Clement banged up, Andres Jimenez in and out of the game all the time, it definitely does not hurt to have another veteran presence like IKF, especially for this playoff push. It was a nice little waiver pickup, and the Blue Jays should be very, very happy to be able to have somebody, first off, that they know, along with somebody that can actually help this ball club out. So that's amazing. Sometimes with just another fresh set of eyes will do in a situation where the Blue Jays are having issues and struggling. So hopefully this is one of those things that helps. And it might just seem like a very little flyer move, but they also did that with Eloy Jimenez, who is in Buffalo right now. And it still wouldn't shock me that somebody makes a move for Walker Buehler on this trade market or on this waiver wire this time of year. Just can't let good, talented ball players go flying around and not get them something to do. So, anyways, yesterday's latest huge embarrassing failure. The Toronto Blue Jays lost 4-5, and this was one of those ones that really stunned because this one was 100% in the Blue Jays' control in the ninth inning, especially after the battle it took to get there. The Blue Jays were losing the majority of this game by 2, and it was right off of the bat that the Cincinnati Reds jumped in front here a little bit with a Ke'Bryan Hayes double that scored a pair. It just kind of didn't feel like we were ever going to dig out of that hole because Hunter Greene was incredible to watch. Somebody that doesn't get enough fanfare. Super talented, was a two-way player when he actually got drafted. Apparently the kid can rake, but Hunter Greene on the mound yesterday was incredible, and the Blue Jays just could not figure out what to do with him. Greene threw 6 1/3, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts for a team that has been striking out a lot more of late than it had been anything. The Blue Jays, that was their game. Hit the ball in play, let the defense deal with it. And it seems like the strikeout has crept in a little bit while everybody's pressing a little bit more over the last few weeks. They want to win. I get it. The Blue Jays are currently 15-11 after the loss yesterday. So that was over the last 30 days. That's back to August 1st. And ouch, you can see why the Red Sox and the Yankees are creeping up on us. Thankfully, yesterday, the Red Sox were the only ones that gained any ground yesterday and are now tied with the Yankees 2.5 games behind us for the division. But Hunter Greene, as mentioned, dealing and going toe-to-toe with him pretty damn well, actually, was Chris Bassitt. 6 innings of work, only 5 hits, 2 earned runs on the Ke'Bryan Hayes double that I mentioned, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. So Bassitt did a great job on the hill yesterday. That is a flowing under the radar part of the headline because of what happened later in this game. So Alejandro Kirk's single in the 7th is the only run that Hunter Greene had given up. It scored Bo Bichette, who had a wonderful day but Bichette went 4 for 4 with 2 runs scored, and the home run that actually put the Blue Jays at a tie at the time. Oh no, actually I take that back. It took them lead. It was a 3-2. It was a 2-run blast. The Blue Jays late innings in the 9th. It was one of those wonderful things that it's like, okay, great. What are we gonna do? We're down by 1, and Bo Bichette hits a ball that just seemed to make it over the outfield fence, opposite field, mind you. But to that point, it was a wonderful thing because it all of a sudden put us up, and it's like, oh my God, we actually have a chance at winning this game because we were up 3-2 at the time, and then back to back blasts. Bo Bichette, those clutch home runs, boom. Varsho is the one that goes back to back with him and pops it. So there is now a 4-2 lead. Those two have been the greatest of things. I am so happy that Varsho is okay. I feared the worst when he got hit the other day. I was really surprised to even see him on the day-to-day lists and everything like that, and not just right on the injured list again. Clearly the hand is okay, seeing hit his 16th home run, which wrap your head around that for a little bit, because the igniter there is he hasn't been in that many games to have that many home runs. He's up there with Aaron Judge and everybody that home runs or at bats per between home runs. And Varsho has been an incredible sight to watch. Bo Bichette coming up clutch, monster clutch for his offense, trying to get this team a win. And then in the bottom of the ninth, this is where we get to have the unfortunate reality of what has been settling in. Nance and Little could not get this done. And Nance actually gave up at the time, which looked like it was going to be the one that was going to be tying this game up, but the ball got lodged into the fencing. Nathan Lucas went and grabbed it really quickly, but the Blue Jays rightfully challenged this to keep the runner, keep the lead, actually, because it was still 4-3 after this piece by TJ Friedl, who hit the double. But they moved the runners in the right place when it became a ground rule double instead of a double-double, because they had scored at that point. Matt Macklin rode it around the bases to score, and Ke'Bryan Hayes was the one that landed on the pillow before that. That challenge overturned that, so Macklin had to go back to third. So, unfortunately, right after that, Brandon Little, Noel Marte hits a single through Bo Bichette, diving just out of his reach. I feel he probably is rather upset that he was not able to get that one, but that's baseball. And that Noel Marte single leads to a walk-off for the Cincinnati Reds. The bullpen, once again, center of the controversy, center of not getting it done. Brandon Little was probably not the right guy, but I know this bullpen's overworked over the last few days, and it needed to happen, I guess. So, problem is, this was one the Blue Jays could have won, and actually could have opened their lead a little bit against the New York Yankees. So, well, it is what it is, I guess. But today, the Blue Jays are going to have another shot at it at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati to have Jose Barrios on the mound for Nick Lodolo. Nick Lodolo has been having his best season in Major League Baseball. 134 innings thus far, a 3.22 ERA. He just gave up an egg in his last start to the Dodgers. 4 earned runs in 4 2/3. And the outing before that, he just had gotten barely in. It wasn't a start, though. But he's gotten roughed up, funny enough, by the Dodgers in 2 of his last 3 starts. So it is what it is. So maybe the Blue Jays can take advantage of that today and get Nick Lodolo on his heels. On the mound for us, Jose Barrios, fresh off of a great outing against the Miami Marlins, in which he pitched 6 1/3, 2 earned runs along 4 hits while striking out 8. So hopefully we get that Jose Barrios to show up with us this evening, and the Blue Jays get to run into this whole thing. That was one thing that was also odd. Blue Jays didn't really get a day-night game. They got a day back-to-back because of the Labor Day here in the States. And yeah, it is what it is, I guess. But Blue Jays need to find a way to start winning some more ball games, or they are going to lose the division that has been theirs for as long as it has been. Like I said, 15-11 in there since the beginning of August. Being a 500 team when these other teams are sneaking up behind us, not helping. So anyways, Blue Jays fans, make sure you check us out right here on Jay's Latest every day. Check out those like, share, subscribe buttons so you can spread the word on the what is the bird. And we'll talk all things Blue Jays right here every day on Jay's Latest. Cheers and go Blue Jays.